Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome to this new video. And in this video we're going to pick up right where we left off in the previous, and we're going to continue rendering Silas's armor. And I'm continuing rendering the other pad on his arm, and yeah, just going in. And in this case, because the pad is on that side of the arm, I don't have to worry about the second light source, so I just render it respecting the first light source. So I'll just take the hatch lines how it normally would. Also, continuing to try to put some texture in there, and yeah, one thing I didn't mention in the previous video is that I tend to go back and forth between different size tech pens. There's simply because there's different size of lines that I want to use, some thicker, some thinner, and there's not one tech pen that can give you that variety in sizes. So I normally tend to rotate from one to the other. Just as I said before, just trying to respect the shape of the object that I'm rendering, and also trying to give a certain sense of illusion of depth to the object. Also, in order to do that effectively, you have to use darker lines in certain areas and thinner lines in other areas. Obviously, like where there is, like for example, if the sunlight or the primary light source is hitting directly on an object, I'm not going to use any hatch lines. But as I'm going further towards like the darker area of the object, then yeah, I'm going to use thicker lines and change up the variation of the line weight. So that's normally how you should approach things. And yeah, so like what we saw in the previous video here, I'm going over the contour lines. It helps me a lot just also to get a feel for the brush, or for the micro, for the tech pen that I'm using. I like to feel the tool that I'm using, and yeah, this helps out a lot. So yeah, I do this contour, and then after this I start going in with the hatching. Now this looks like a very simple shape, but we have to imagine that this is a three-dimensional shape, and this is like a shoulder pad on this person's arm or shoulder. And so this bottom area where I'm penciling is going to be a darker area. Again, there's going to be an indication of the intense light from below, but it's not going to be as strong as it would be like if I were rendering this at the hand. You know, the hand is much closer to the intense light, so I have to show it off a little bit more. But here, no, it's just a minor indication of it. So so there I go, darkening that area, and yeah, so then I get the dark. The Fudenosuke brush, it gives me pretty good lines from dark to thin, and so I'm using that for this area. I noticed just right off the bat, like just the first couple of strokes, that I don't like the line that it's giving me. So I'm seeing if I can find another brush. And while I'm showing you the other brush, I accidentally revealed a lot of the rest of the art. Oh man. But yeah, I think everyone's already seen this piece, so I think it'll be all right. But yeah, there's the bad guy Deathmonger, and then Zadok's in the mid ground. And yeah, so here to the left, yeah, I'm playing around with on another piece of paper, throwaway paper. I'm playing around with lines, and yeah, so this one works a little bit better. And yeah, now the problem with that is that the first 4 lines that I put down, they're going to bug the crap out of me because they don't resemble the rest of the lines that I'm throwing down. So I'm just trying to think of what's the best way to go back over those lines without destroying them, because yeah, normally when you put down lines, it's just like a one and done type thing. You can't really modify it that much, and so I'm just trying to figure it out still. And yeah, I'm still playing with it with this brush pen, see if it's working pretty good. And yeah, so I'm gonna go back to it and making sure I zoom in, or I'm making sure I center the camera just right. See, so those lines look great. Look at that. The thickness of the lines look great. They look really nice. And yeah, so I always render respecting the shape of the object that I'm working on. So yeah, see, now I go back over that area, try my best to not ruin the line. That last one. Yeah, man. It's the thing with rendering, or at least I don't know. Maybe it's just the way that I'm rendering. It's just like you have to be pretty precise the first time around. Otherwise, it's just gonna destroy everything. But it's not that bad. I mean, I've learned to embrace the mistakes I make, so it'll be all right. And yeah, I begin cross-hatching, and trying to respect the shape of the object. And it's like a very roundish shape, so there's not really a lot of dents or increases in there, so it's pretty straightforward. And yeah, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good base. Yeah, I'm moving the paper around a lot because I'm trying to get comfortable with what I'm doing. I want to make sure that I lay down a line that I'm comfortable with. I don't want to force a movement from my hand that's not going to produce an accurate line, and so I'm just trying to find that position. And that's pretty much what I do with the rest of it. And yeah, so thank you very much. This is it for the video. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel also. And please share this out to all of your friends. Tell them all about me. And I'll be sure to get back to you with another video just like this. Thank you very much. Have a great one and take care. And before you go, don't forget that I'm working on my own comic. It's called Ominous, and it starts with a 10-page preview with story and artwork by yours truly, featuring this sweet cover colored by the awesome Matt Yackey. So be sure to follow me on Twitter and subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date on everything.